Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut? Like you're just going through the motions of life, day in and day out, without any real sense of purpose or direction? It's easy to feel trapped, to fall into the routine of comfort zones, and to let time slip by without making any real change. But here's the truth. You can change your life, and it starts with a simple decision, a decision to take control and find the motivation that will propel you forward. It's not going to be easy. Change never is. It's uncomfortable, challenging, and often filled with fear. But the rewards that come with it are immeasurable. Imagine waking up every morning with energy, excitement, and the knowledge that you're working towards something meaningful. Imagine looking back a year from now, proud of the progress you've made, the obstacles you've overcome, and the life you've built. That reality is possible. But it starts with understanding where motivation really comes from and how to tap into it. One of the biggest drivers of motivation is understanding your why. This isn't just about setting goals or wanting to achieve something. It's about digging deep and uncovering the true reason behind why you want to change. Maybe it's because you want a better future for yourself and your family. Maybe it's because you've always dreamed of doing something more fulfilling with your life. Or maybe you just want to prove to yourself that you can break free from the limitations that have held you back for so long. Whatever your reason is, it needs to be strong enough to keep you going when things get tough, because they will. Life doesn't stop being challenging just because you've decided to make a change. In fact, it often gets harder. You'll face setbacks, you'll doubt yourself, and you'll be tempted to give up. But if your why is powerful enough, it will push you through those moments of doubt and discomfort. We often think that motivation comes from some grand, life-altering moment of inspiration. But the truth is, real, lasting motivation is built through small steps taken consistently over time. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the thought of completely overhauling your life. You may feel like you don't even know where to start. But the secret is to just start, no matter how small that first step might be. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier to focus on a personal project. Maybe it's dedicating just 10 minutes a day to exercise. Maybe it's cutting out one unhealthy habit at a time. These small changes may not seem like much in the moment, but over time they compound. They create momentum, and before you know it, those tiny steps will lead to massive results. The key is consistency. When you build these small habits, you're not just changing your actions, you're changing your identity. You're becoming the type of person who shows up for themselves, who takes responsibility for their life, and who believes in their ability to create change. This shift in mindset is what keeps the motivation alive long after the initial excitement has worn off. One of the biggest reasons people give up on changing their lives is because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of making mistakes, of not living up to their expectations, and of what others will think if they fall short. But here's the thing. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. What sets them apart is their ability to learn from those failures and keep moving forward. When you're working towards changing your life, you're going to encounter obstacles. You're going to mess up. And that's okay. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to quit, see it as a learning experience. What can you take away from this setback? What adjustments can you make moving forward? Each failure brings you one step closer to success, as long as you don't let it stop you in your tracks. The sooner you embrace failure as a natural part of growth, the less intimidating it becomes. You'll start to see it as feedback, not as a personal flaw. And once you remove that fear of failure, you free yourself up to take more risks and pursue bigger goals. Another crucial factor in staying motivated is the environment you create for yourself. You are a product of the people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by negativity, doubt, and people who are comfortable staying where they are, it's going to be much harder to stay motivated. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are driven, positive, and constantly pushing themselves to grow, their energy will rub off on you. Take a look at your inner circle. Are the people around you supporting your journey, or are they holding you back? It might be uncomfortable, but sometimes changing your life means distancing yourself from people who don't align with the direction you're heading. It doesn't mean you have to cut them out completely, but it does mean you need to be intentional about who you allow to influence your mindset and energy. In addition to surrounding yourself with the right people, find mentors and role models who have achieved the kind of success you're striving for. Learn from their experiences and let their stories inspire you to keep going, even when the path feels uncertain. One of the most powerful tools for motivation is visualization. Picture the life you want to create in vivid detail. What does it look like? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? What kind of work are you doing? How are your relationships? The more clearly you can see your future self, the more motivated you'll be to work towards it. But visualization isn't just about daydreaming. It's about reminding yourself every day why you're doing this. It's about keeping your future front and center in your mind, so that when the inevitable challenges arise, you don't lose sight of what you're working towards. Write down your goals, create a vision board, meditate on the future you want to create. Whatever method works for you, make sure you're regularly reconnecting with that vision. It's easy to lose motivation when you're only focused on the day-to-day grind. But when you keep your long-term vision in mind, it becomes a powerful source of inspiration. At the end of the day, motivation is important, but action is what truly changes your life. You can listen to all the motivational speeches, read all the self-help books, and dream about your ideal life, but none of it matters if you don't take that first step. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. You'll never feel completely ready, and that's okay. Take the leap anyway. Your life won't change overnight, but with consistent action, it will change. And when you look back, you'll be grateful that you decided to step outside of your comfort zone and pursue the life you deserve. Now, it's time to stop watching from the sidelines and start living the life you've always wanted.